you, whether it was engineering, whether it was business, and a lot of the good things that you're doing. How did mentorship play a part of it? And can you speak a little bit about having a mentor or having
Oh yeah.
one or more
I mean
mentors
that's
coming up?
so that's awesome. So that's I mean that's again when I do like talks and whatever, when I'm speaking on stage or whatever, that's one of the things that's the key to success. So if somebody younger than me, or if I go back to my young self and I was able to like give like a couple pieces of information, that's definitely one of them. That's so simple, but I was never taught. I didn't realize that principle until I was almost 23 years old,
All right.
right? That if you want to know the path ahead, ask someone coming back or who's just further ahead on that path. If your goal is to be here and you get mentored by somebody who's up here, like they make your goals look like peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? That now you're going to start skipping steps, right? You're going to be able to you start to learn and you don't have to bump your head. Like was it Abraham Lincoln? Someone said, maybe it's Ben Franklin, I forget, but the point is they said you learn something for everyone to meet, even if you learn what not to do,
Yeah.
right? So but when you learn from somebody who's telling you what not to do, that's a minefield that you are able to navigate, and you don't have to necessarily worry about, okay, he just said do it this way, so I'm gonna go and do it that way. And this is all tying back in even networking, because personally, from like I guess maybe an altruistic perspective, I didn't necessarily have the mentors, but so again, I was hanging with you, and you had the mentor, and you talking about all
Yeah.
real estate. I remember, I still remember the 1031 exchange book, which is funny.
Yeah.
We read a random 1031 exchange book, which is cool. But that's why I was like, oh man. And then you get around people that make you want to level up, right? So if I'm at this time, okay, I'm working at GT. I got hired in, quote unquote. I got the job, right? But me and Dave always kind of know, like, oh, that's cool, but all right, that's cool. It's not like we sitting on that, like, man, we
Right.
made it type of thing. So, all right, it's cool. And actually, me and Dave were working together, and he's telling me about, oh, I'm about to go to law school. I'm talking about. He said, oh, I get to law school and I got the engineering degree. And it was funny. I remember you talking about it, like, because a lot of people talk and they just talk about blah, blah, blah. And
Right.
actually, it's 2, 3 years later and he did it. He was like, oh, no, I'm about to do it. And then, boom, a few weeks later or a month later, oh, I just applied. I just got accepted. Michigan State Law School. I'm like, dang. So point is, you get around yourself, you networking with people who is doing things, and that make you look around. You like, well, shit, what am I doing? I got to do something because,
Right.
I got to level up too, right? So anyway, you had brought the real estate stuff to me, and I was like, man, that actually was pretty interesting to me. And I started digging deeper into that, and we both started digging deeper into that.
Yep.
So again, that's time. So for me, the mentorship that I had initially came through network, which is primarily through you as it pertains to what we're talking about here. And then at this point, like we're getting a lot more like social, right? Social media and stuff like that and actually sometimes what do you call it? Happenstance, or some people call it serendipity or whatever. One of my cousins just happened to mention a book to me. It was all through a book apparently. So books are your mentors too, but it was a book, As a Man Thinketh. And that's a good book that, some of you guys may want to read. And I read it on YouTube. It was like an Audible, and it's a short book, only like maybe 45 minutes an hour. It's not that the book they had some good principles in it, but YouTube has this algorithm, right? Where, oh, you watch this, you may be interested in that.
Right.
And that actually got me tied to one of my first actually my second mentor. Not, my first mentor was Phil, but like my second mentor to like really learn like how to learn and the business fundamentals and how you can actually apply fundamentals in business to almost anything. And it came through a YouTube ad. A lot of people know Ty, so I won't name drop, but the point is, that was it was targeting me, and I got with him, and it was like it helped me like basically really start to scale and understand all the different things I was missing. So mentorship is
Yeah.
very important, and that's just a small piece of it. The point is, if anyone asks me, I think that's one of the critical points to success in any